this is Dan.
And Eric.
From GigaBoots.com, and welcome to GigaBoots Podcast number 63, Bloodborne on the 4th of July. Oh my god, everybody! It's Aggro! Aggro, what are you doing in town?
I figured I'd just drop by.
Want to join us for the podcast today?
No, not really.
So I have an amiibo addiction. I've already sucked dicks for them. Hey, this is Dan.
Eric.
And Dr.Aggro.
From GigaBoots.com, and welcome to GigaBoots Podcast number 63, Bloodborne in the USA.
Great. You did it right.
That burns.
Hooray!
Jokes.
Jokes.
We got jokes.
So I hear you people have been playing games.
We're just gonna jump right in it. Yeah. We're doing it. We're doing it.
No! So what have you been playing, Eric?
Well, first, before we get into the thing,
Right.
Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh, yeah.
There were two Mech games released on the PSN earlier this week. One was Armored Core, and I went,
Which one?
First
yeah?
one, very first one.
Wow.
Most of my experience has actually been with the weird
I don't think I've seen
sequel,
one.
Project Phantasm. I rented that from the network video like all the time. It was
All the
great.
time.
Which has the best gun in any game, the Finger.
Yep.
Which is, imagine a box with 3 nozzles on it.
Okay.
And imagine it's a flamethrower, but instead of fire, it's bullets. It has 1,000 bullets, and you hold the trigger, it lasts about 3 seconds. But anything you point it at dies horribly.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Resistance 1?
No.
The Hailstorm.
Okay.
Nozzle about that wide. Bullets fill the whole thing. And they bounce.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
And I was gonna buy that. But then I realized, wait, this is a PS1 game on the Vita, which means the back touch buttons are gonna be L2, R2. This game is unplayable without those, and guess what? You can't use the back touch screen. Ever. It never works for me. So I went, what's this other robot game? From like Arc System Works, it's Damascus Gear Project Tokyo or something.
Yeah.
Imagine in the future...
That is enough words to be awesome.
Yep. Imagine in the future, we're fighting World War III. Future.
Right.
We've started using robots to fight each other. Because why not? Sure. Halfway through the war, the robots gain sentience, go, fuck these humans, and World War III stops. And now it's a fight for the human race from then on.
Well, I mean, that sounds like the best position of readiness from which to fight the robot armies.
Yes.
Although it does also put the robot armies in the highest position of readiness to kill all humans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bit of a problem there.
It's kind of like Armored Core, but like it's when I booted up the game, I was like, I'm gonna get ready for maybe a cutscene. No, right to this menu, right to the garage shop, like main menu.
Start customizing.
Basically, go. You salvage parts off of people, but you can customize all like head, core, arms, guns, everything.
Like you salvage parts off of their robots,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've recaptured some of those robots, which they're called Rage, which is an anagram of gear. Yep. And it's a top-down thing. You can boost around. You can use your guns. You can get a melee thing. You got back. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's really basic, and it's Japanese in its button layout because circle is confirmed. Mm-hmm. I was like, X. Why am I going back?
Right.
Shit.
Was it Metal Gear 3 that did that? Just put it back to the Japanese way.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Yep.
So yeah, did a couple missions in that. It's pretty fun. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, honestly, but it's fun. It's a nice little diversion. Next week is
Podcast. Writing home. It's a higher bar.
I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't, write home about some Japanese mech game I played.
That'd be embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing I played.
No, see, it's cool, because rage is an anagram for gear. Your mom's like, no. Even she knows, no.
No. God. Fuck.
I told you the public education system would fail him, sweetie. And then they fight.
It's like a 4-second window when trying to explain a Japanese video game to your mother where, does she find this at all interesting? Then no, bail out.
Yeah, which, you know, the best phrase to just fucking break off is, yeah, I know, weird, right?
Yeah. Hand constantly over the eject button.
Those weird Nihongo deaths, I don't even know.
Fucking, I'm at my job, and I use the term salty to the pharmacist. And the pharmacist is like, salty, and I'm like, yeah, you know, it's... And she's like, I just never heard that before. And I'm like, yeah, there's a reason.
Yeah.
You don't look like you're a part of the fighting game community. It's kind of a subculture term.
Okay, I'm like, I know a few definitions for the word salty.
Literally meaning salty.
Most of them are flavory. Some of them mean bellicose. I don't know.
Some of them mean bellicose?
Yeah. Salty.
In common parlance, it means kind of butthurt and kind of like angry.
Yeah.
A little bit. Which is my favorite. Honestly, it's one of my new favorite phrases that I've heard in the last year or so. Just like
butthurt or salty? Okay.
Butthurt's been around for a long time.
How is this a fighting game thing again?
Just the fighting game community said salty a shitload, and so a lot of the people outside of it seem to not be super familiar with using it to describe the human emotion.
Yeah.
Being butthurt.
But now there's like Salty Bet as a Twitch stream.
Yeah. And there are those two t-shirts I have, one of which legibly says Mad Salt, and the other of which I washed once and it ruined it, and I hate the people who made the Skullgirl shirts. But yeah, Mad Salt.
Mad Salt.
Layers to that shirt.
Yeah. You know what I'm Mad Salt about?
What?
Every enemy in Bloodborne.
Yeah?
Which is the other thing I've been playing.
Oh, you've been playing Bloodborne.
I have been playing
Have you been playing Bloodborne?
I have been playing Bloodborne.
I have not been playing Bloodborne. There are donuts in the kitchen. You two Bloodborne it
Well,
up.
wait, before we Bloodborne.
Uh-huh.
Because I've also been playing something that isn't Bloodborne.
Okay.
Let's do that before we go into that.
Right. That's what I just said.
What a reversal of events! Hey, Aggro, what else have you been playing?
I actually downloaded and started playing the Talos Principle.
Awesome.
Yes.
I really wanted to play that.
Yeah,
Is it?
Yeah, it's my kind of puzzle game.
Okay, so what is the story here with the Talos Principle?
Yeah, Aggro, what's the story?
Well, basically, like you boot the game up and you start up and you're in this weird Grecian garden and this giant voice from the sky is all like, "Bitch, I'm Elohim, solve my puzzles." I'm like, I mean, you go around and like you
Don't have to tell me twice, God.
You go into the place and you got to get to open the last door to grab the thing, and God keeps yelling random shit at you, and
Like,
you keep teleporting around, and like, this is the building with the nexus to all the other puzzles you have to solve. These are the other two buildings just as big. Don't climb the tower. I'm like, that sounds kind of familiar. What happens when you climb the tower?
I feel like only good things can come of this.
But then,
bet Candy's
like,
out
one of
there.
the first things you encounter is this computer console, and you log into it. It's all like DOS shit, and you know your hands go up to type on the keyboard, and you have robot hands because you're a robot. And then, like, you start talking to the Milton Library Assistant. It's a plain speech, basically Turing engine designed to help you look shit up in the database. And the database is like 400 billion different resources in it. And
I was about to say, is it Encarta?
we're like, how long has the system been active? And it's like 99999 error.
Lovely.
And then, like, I'm trying to get network access, but I need an administrative password to do this. This all plays out, like, every now and you go back into a new area and the things back up, and you go and you do a little more and read some text files, and basically that advances the plot.
That's really cool.
But I had to take a quiz to prove to the system that I was a person, so it would give me network access.
Okay.
Did not do well. I don't know if that was part of the plot, or if I lack
Were you
basic
in
human
character?
empathy.
Or
Well,
is this a human? Is this
The
a flaw
problem
of
is
yours?
when it asks me the question, and then I go, I need to phone up the guy who made this game because
Aggro.
I know my answer's correct, but I don't think the way you asked this question falls in line with that.
Are you telling me you failed Avoid Conf?
Oh, look, the relevant difference between a frog and a tree is that a frog is delicious. I don't give a shit if it's sentient.
Potentially delicious, though.
True.
You got to batter that up.
But the puzzles are they're beautiful, and you know, Portal style lateral thinking shit where like you okay, I've got like the beam comes out of here, I got to put the thing down to make the beam go that way, or you've got the jammer, which will turn anything off, and you've got blocks that you got to place to jump on to get over the thing. And it's basically just those three things.
I played that Flash game.
And a recording thing. But yeah, like it's a bunch of Flash shit, especially when the hit the button, do a thing, hit the button again, Ghost you will do the thing while you... I'm like, oh god, don't add this mechanic.
Yeah.
So it's simple puzzle shit, but it's fucking... I love the puzzles. Like, this is my kind of puzzle logic.
So I've been hearing about this game for a month, maybe two, now. And I've really wanted it, and, you know, they talk about the story. And I imagined a thing, because I hadn't seen it. I imagined a thing. And then during NVIDIA's GDC event to unveil their shitty console, that weird, shitty $200 Super Ouya, they put it on stage and they're like, look at it running on our thing. And I'm like, that is absolutely nothing like what I imagined. But yeah, it still looks really awesome. Do you remember how much it was when you bought it on Steam? I wonder if they're planning on bringing that to other stuff. They should.
I think I got it for like 30.
Okay.
I feel like they are, but...
They better. We need games.
I think I may have seen something to that effect on like a big splash board of like, here's all the shit we're bringing to the Indies stuff.
Here's PlayStation!
Yeah, I could have sworn we were, like, they planned to give us the Talos Principle, which is where I think I first heard of it, and then I saw it on a fucking games you might not have tried extra credits thing, and I'm like, that's, I'm
done. Pretty much, yeah.
I'm like, it's Portal with year one philosophy in it. That's exactly my kind of pedantic shit. Let's
what
do
I'm all
it.
about.
I'm like, man, God's commanding around a robot. That seems cheap. Wait, humans might be meat robots.
Yeah, which is basically what the Talos Principle is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that is the Talos Principle, that you're
Principle.
physical, basically. And not the whole Cartesian mind-body paradox shit.
Huh.
But it's one of those games where, like, every time I learn something, I'm like, maybe nothing that's presented to me is true.
Is this game an unreliable narrator?
Yeah, I think we're going to drill down to the Cartesian demon here.
Good. So, I guess now I talk about what I've been
That'd
playing.
be a good idea.
I played Here's the Storm!
Oh,
It's a fun game. I finally unlocked Sergeant Hammer. Thank you, God. I want to feel good again. Because I'm like, oh, Jim Raynor.
To clarify-
I like Jim Raynor. I'll play as Jim Raynor.
to clarify,
Fuck.
Dan feels good when he can blow people up with a tank.
Yeah, well, or just not suck so many dicks on the battlefield.
Sergeant Hammer's fucking, like, shit. What's the name of that panda? Lily?
Yeah, Lily.
Fucking Steve played Lily, so I had a dedicated healer as Sergeant Hammer.
Yeah.
I sat on a bridge right outside the enemy base, and that bridge was mine.
Yeah.
Me, that panda, and like one Illidan threw back their whole team over and over again.
Yeah.
Christ.
Because fucking Sergeant Hammer.
You were Moses, they were the Red Sea. Blam!
Tactical area denial weapon.
Fucking, yeah. Sergeant Hammer is tasty and delicious.
And it's the great thing I've noticed about Heroes of the Storm. Every time I play a character or see a character, I'm like, that's fucking awesome! Except for Nova. I'm never like, that's fucking cheap as shit!
Yes, that is exact. I was... For the first week I played that game, Nova's everywhere.
The word nemesis comes to mind.
Yes.
Fucking Sergeant Hammer. Sergeant Hammer wrecks absolute shit. If you get to Sergeant Hammer, you can tissue paper that bitch.
Now,
Which is weird for a tank, but yeah.
Could have seemed like a completely fucking random question, but fuck it. Have you watched Heroes? Like the original TV show?
Heroes?
Heroes.
Yeah.
Okay. You
I watched
an
couple
episode or something.
Like
Okay.
a really small sample of it.
So, okay. I finally saw a picture. They're like, the reboot, blah, here's a picture. And I'm like, oh, Masaoka's gonna be in it. That seems... I thought he had a career after it. Not like Siler Level's career, which I can't remember that actor's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who played Spock.
Zachary Quinto?
I think that's right. I think that's right.
Why don't I just...
Yeah.
Never mind, go.
It's okay.
I am a meat robot.
There are weirder things to remember,
With
my
skeleton
friend.
arms.
With skeleton arms!
Holy shit, skeletons!
But yeah, I just saw the image and I'm like, oh cool, Masaoka's gonna be in that. Because like, if Siler isn't a character in it, it seems really important to me to at least get Hiro Nakamura. Cause if you don't have those two, who do you have? I guess you have the cheerleader.
I was about to say the cheer.
I didn't watch all of the seasons.
Yeah, I got like season 2.
And that is the season it shit itself in, right? Because
was
of the
that one that
writer's
ended-
strike.
Yeah, with the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I
Yeah,
watched the behind the scenes
yeah.
thing and like, yeah, it was gonna go this way and we were gonna do this. I'm like, that would have been awesome.
When all of Hollywood went, oh right, writing's important. Shit.
We have to pay those people? Man, what they got out of the writer's strike just seems embarrassing. Did you ever hear like, yeah, the writer's strike succeeded, we got this. And I'm like, holy shit, inch for inch, huh? Like, uphill battle, like, we're now credited in this way. I'm like,
They were fighting for like getting just a smaller bit of the cut.
Yeah, because like
all of, like, the
from what I
online
remember,
revenue.
Yeah, the online revenue they
Yeah.
weren't getting any of because it wasn't in their contracts.
yeah.
Because all
Because
the
it
big
wasn't
companies
in their contracts.
Because it was before the internet was a thing, and we could go, wait, we get money from this? And all the companies like, well, I don't understand how we're getting money from this. Meanwhile, making millions and billions of
It's like
dollars.
they're getting extra money from this. What were you getting? Because you're not doing extra work. Fuck you. No, I think the writers should get a cut from the internet money. I think the public face of it kind of sounded like butthurt, whiny little bitches when it happened. This is my problem with the whole writer's strike. No, they should get that money. Fuck you guys.
That's a hell of a duality
It's a
there.
complicated feeling. I kind of just
for,
not
like,
talked
just
about the writer's strike while it was
meet
happening.
one writer's strike, you're like, hey, slap. Here's $100.
You did a great job on this show. Ugh. Toss. But yeah.
Man, GigaBoots podcast, topical as shit.
And visual as shit. That's why we have a camera. You can't get that on iTunes. Yes, you can. I found out. You can do that.
Oh.
I've seen people who've done it.
Is it good?
No, it was an anime review show
Oh,
with
no.
a fat...
Oh no. with a fact.
No, it's found my anime review show.
Aggro has swollen to 2 times his normal size, like no chin or anything, no beard, just... Oh no!
I have often seriously considered making a secret anime review show where all I do is disagree with Jay from Halcyon.com. Like, not directly, just everything I say is in opposition to things that he thinks.
We might pay you to make that show.
Hey, you know what else I played?
What did you play?
A lot of games for the weekly beating, the most interesting of which... Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast.
Oh.
Yeah?
Have either of you ever played that?
I think like once.
Now, I'm going to take you back in time to a place where when a PC game was Quake, but you were Jedis,
Oh.
that's incredible.
Damn, that does sound awesome.
It is. It is awesome.
Oh my god.
So,
I think I played that in a VR headset once at Six Flags.
what? That's awesome.
Quake or Jedi Outcast?
Jedi, because like I was in a platform, they put the helmet down, and
Oh,
he
wait.
handed me the thing.
Oh, yeah, no, that... Oh, man, I played that thing, though, where you get the VR headset and the lightsaber.
Yeah, like get the handle to swing.
So,
Wow.
about why VR's going to be awesome.
Ah, there is that.
Yeah. EA should really get on top of making that PlayStation Move, Oculus, or Morpheus.
Did you see
I
the...
demand the haptic feedback thing with like 20 pounds of pneumatic fucking
Yeah.
force, where the sword clanks and the switch goes tack.
Yeah, that'd be
Something
awesome.
I hadn't thought of, the guy from Cookie Clicker thought of, like, man, VR headsets in SimCity-esque games would be where you're like,
Yeah.
plucking cities out,
Yeah.
like buildings wholesale.
I'm waiting for RTS for that shit. That's,
Oh, God.
I want a move controller or some kind of glove where I can RTS and go these units over here.
Where you like scoop them up, populous black and white style, just there.
Which I thought that was a really neat thing about that 3D platformer that used the Oculus. It was designed for Oculus, shown off at E3 last year. You could actually just... Am I going to make that jump? I don't... Okay, that looks good. And then you're just hitting the buttons and your little dude on screen's like making the jump.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That is
the
really
whole
cool.
level would scroll past you, basically.
That's cool.
It was really neat looking. I was like, wait, that's fucking brilliant. Like, like, because you don't have to say, hey, Dan, that they came up with a cool idea to make 3D platformers cool again. I'm like, cool again?
Where have they been?
Where have you assholes been? I'm still playing Super Mario 64.
Excuse me, I'm going back to 1995.
Bad joke to fuck y'all.
Fucking, yeah.
So Jedi Outcast.
Jedi Outcast. Oh, man, that game is fucking awesome and stupid. So your primary weapon is
A
a
Got
lightsaber.
it.
But you hit the scroll wheel down and you change to a gun. So you find a repeater rifle like the Stormtrooper have. stormtroopers have. And your primary fire's like, here's a cool, concentrated, somewhat aimed at all accurately, might be vaguely accurate from a distance. But then there's right click, which is just spray bullets! So a lot of our match, Bob and I set up, which will be going up soon, is between me and him. It's a really cool thing, because we're recording in 4x3 because it's an old PC game. So we're going to be able to put the two 4x3 screens right next to each other.
Nice.
And like, yeah. So in any case, so this match has like 14 bots running around. And Bob and me. And there's just a bunch of Jedi fighting each other with lightsabers and stuff, and they're like swooping around and trying to look cool, and then I just and I got them down, and I'm like, episode 2! Or 3.
3.
I mean, 2 was the thing at the end with the explosion and all that stupid bullshit. But 3 is really when they just started gunning them.
Just like, wait, we can just shoot them.
I'm pretty sure Order 66 was turn on the microchip we've secretly put in all the Jedi to turn their force powers off.
Fuck.
Oh.
When at one point there was there are also force powers in this, and it's really cool. You get to
Like another
customize.
weapon, kind of?
No, like you have all sorts of keys you can set to it, and you can customize how powerful each force power is. So you got force heal, force grab, push, pull. Pull can rip the gun out of people's hands.
Good, great.
Which Bob did not find out quick enough. I was like, hey Bob, these computers keep pulling the guns out of my hands. He's like, what? And I'm like, oh yeah, force pull, it does that. And he's like, like, just wish I knew that a bit ago, you asshole with a gun. But yeah, so for force grab, you can pick them up and just move them around the map as you're slowly draining their health. And I'm like, bitch, lightning. And she's just like, ah! And then she died there.
Yeah, full lightning.
That game is fucking good. Like,
Push
I'm
all
really
points of
glad
the
I
force
got
heal.
the opportunity to play that again, and I seriously want to do a LAN of it sometime soon, because it's just good, stupid fun. Because you can either be cool and be honorable with the Jedi sword, or just be an asshole with a rocket launcher on a
we
cliff.
could do it like Warhawk, where every now and then we have a round with honor.
Yeah. In fact, there's a dueling option and also a dueling game type mode, where it'll just send in 2 Jedi and they fight to the death.
I don't think Jedi would participate in something like that.
That reminds me, it's Jedi Outcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Outcast. That's why they were Outcast, because they just wanted to fight
I
dudes.
don't know any
No.
Outcast songs, so I can't make a
Okay.
joke.
No.
That reminds me, in high school, we did that for Counter-Strike mods, like
Yeah.
the specialists, where it was just The Matrix, but Counter-Strike, and we could just leap around and then enter slow motion time. It was like, brrr. It was just a bunch of idiot high schoolers going, how can I slow motion dodge and do things at the same time?
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It is good fun. It is good fun.
Especially when you do it during school hours.
Yes.
Yes. In fact, it's even sweeter.
And last note on Jedi Outcast, Bob plays Lando as a Jedi.
I'm not convinced he wasn't.
Okay.
Everybody's in there with X-Wings fucking up and blowing up, and he's driving that huge freighter through all that lattice work of
Yeah.
iron and shit.
Yeah.
Jedi.
Yeah, okay. What if it was like on board?
He was wearing brown. He's a Jedi. Had a cape and everything.
Is that how that works?
I thought you wore blue.
I had brown.
No, he
cape
wore
and shit.
The
in
brown
Cloud
cape.
City.
Yeah.
I thought he had a-
wore
He was
the
hiding because
blue.
he wasn't wearing blue.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay.
You remember Star Wars?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I haven't seen any of those movies since fucking have years.
You know what gets better as time goes on?
What?
That fucking Tom Green appearance on Clone High, where he's like, "Hey, this is my new book." What? You haven't read it? Me neither. That's one of the things you're really bad at with ADD. And the book's about ADD. He's like, "Yeah, me neither." It's just like a book this thick, and he just puts it down, and he's like, "Yeah, it's really hard to read books when you have ADD." Want to go poop in my parents' bed? I'm just like. See, there's layers.
Other thing I haven't seen in a while, Clone High.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it's been less than 2 years for me.
Jeez.
I love that show. It's really funny.
Okay, I mean, I'm not saying as it's indicative of quality. I just,
Did you watch the Lego Movie?
yeah, same guys. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Have you watched the Lego Movie?
No.
Maybe you should watch it. It actually is legitimately good.
That's what I hear. I don't doubt it. Aggro, are you high?
No.
Oh, Oh yeah, I was bringing up a question. I was like, hey, here's a question. Do companies still do screen testing for marijuana, like drugs in general? Thus, marijuana is a part of it. In Colorado, where marijuana is legal. Yes.
Yeah, I figured they would.
I was like, huh.
Because everyone was like, we can get high at work. And everyone who had half a brain on Facebook was like, no. Your company probably still doesn't want you 420 blazing it while you're on the clock.
Yeah, no shit. You get fired for shit like that.
You know how you can't get drunk at work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you get drunk and do this? No, then don't get high and do it.
But yeah, I don't know. There's that extra layer of like... Because they don't... Most companies, like speaking companies in the literal sense of like Walmarts and like larger companies that hire or employ a shitload of people, don't do random screenings. So it's really just, hey, you want to get hired? You had pot like a week ago. Sure, it's legal, but fuck you can't work here. Like, I thought that was interesting. Like, now I'm not like... fuck them, it's legal! But, like, I'm just like, wow, that's fucking weird.
Well, I mean, imagine if you could... I guess
It'd be
probably
like
in the same
alcohol.
way, if you went into that job or the drug testing, and they're like, you still have alcohol in your blood.
That's like,
Did
really?
you get ripped right
Really,
before
bro?
this test?
Right before
Well,
the piss
see,
test?
Get out!
See, that's the thing, though. The pot would stay in your system for...
Like 3 weeks, I think.
3
THC,
weeks?
Yeah.
on
Right.
average.
So it's kind of like if they had a way to tell with alcohol, which... Do they? I don't think
Other
they
than,
do.
like, the
Psoriasis?
breathalyzer.
Because...
Liver failure.
We detected you have liver failure from drinking too much.
You just completely jaundiced? How could you tell?
No, alcohol's out of your system in a few hours.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It doesn't leave anything behind like marijuana does.
So unless you show up
Drunk.
to the center drunk,
Ah,
I'm going to take my drug test.
Where do you want me to pee?
Honey, are you sure you're going to take your drug test? Would you like some coffee?
we're going to need a nurse in that room. He mostly hit the cup.
We need a janitor in that room.
God, taking a piss test was weird.
Yes.
You know one thing they don't teach you in school is whether to take like the first part of your stream into the cup or like wait and do the last, because maybe the first part's too strong and you'll splatter everywhere and you don't
Okay.
know when to, but maybe you don't have enough or as much as you thought at the end.
So you know how I drink a shitload of fluid, right?
What did
like,
you practice?
No. So I drink easily 100 ounces plus of drank a day, like on the low end.
Uh-oh.
I'm drunk all the time. No, blitzed. Shit-faced. No. So, like, I am used to always having to pee for a long period of time. They give me this cup, and I go in, and I'm like, hope I have enough. It fucking fills it. I'm like, no. It was like the Rorschach moment of, no, like this. That was like 10 years ago or something. But yeah, that was a moment. Fuck. You know, it's weird that life offers us opportunities to pee into a cup and realize this cup isn't big enough and try to emergency pee into a toilet.
Go, I'm going to need at least 3 cups. And then,
Like,
then they were
can
like,
I get like a pitcher and then I'll like measure it out?
Yeah.
I want to give you like the best sample.
I need a carafe.
A nice
Sir-
crystal decanter.
sir, see a doctor. This is a sperm bank.
Sir, we tested your urine. Why did you decant it?
It was positive for sperm. And like those are just the mechanical problems.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
was it you that came with me? I feel like somebody came with me.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, I totally.
That's weird when you say it.
Yeah,
Dad
I
came with me to my piss test.
I gave him a ride to the center because it's out in Destin. What?
Gotcha.
But
We were roommates.
Like
we were roommates. We were brothers.
It was these experiences that bonded. I was talking to the woman, like she was in scrubs at the reception desk, and I realized I had no reference point for which one of us is supposed to be awkward about this, because like I'm about to put myself in a position where you are going to control one of my bodily functions, but on the flip side, you're here to collect my piss.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that woman, she struck the like she couldn't make jokes about it because that might offend me or make me nervous.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make jokes about it because it might offend or belittle her.
Yes.
And that woman hit this perfect balance between polite and both of us kind of going.
Huh. Okay,
It was.
cool.
I had never had more respect for a customer service experience in my life. But then she put me in the bathroom and she reached over and she turned the lever that shut off the water and closed the door. I'm like, what if I get really thirsty right now?
What if I need more fluid to replace the fluid?
She's
and then
like,
I'm
you finish and I'll
dehydrated?"
turn the water back on and we can flush. I'm like, do you want me to put the lotion in the basket?
Yeah, I didn't have that experience at all where I took the drug test, but that was in the middle of Defuniac Springs, so of course it's a slightly...
Piss in the bucket. There's already piss in the bucket. Yeah, we tested all at once.
I don't think I'm gonna pass then.
Tuesday, pass, fail.
I'll come Wednesday. I saw a guy in the lobby. I don't think I'm passing.
It's like $10 cheaper, but you gotta roll the dice.
Fucking just keep coming every day. I have to wait in line, and then as soon as somebody that looks sketchy gets in, I'm like, fuck. Guess I'm coming back tomorrow. So hey, I heard you two played Bloodborne.
We have the barn just full of blood.
Full of blood.
Oh my god.
You gotta drain it. That doesn't sound like a fun game, draining a blood barn.
It's really not.
It's a simulator, so it's really the overarching management experience.
You just put on some tunes and you drain that barn of blood.
You're just listening to your podcast while draining that blood.
If you buy the DLC, you can make the blood draining mechanism look like a bat, so that's cool.
Did you get the DLC that's just a grain silo? That's a lot of fun.
I haven't gotten that one yet.
Yeah.
Does that affect overall pressure, or is that just cosmetic?
It's mostly just the cosmetic.
Okay.
I
and
regret everything.
vertical nature.
So you've been playing a game called Bloodborne.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
For the
Starring
PlayStation-
Matt Damon.
Starring Matt Damon. Did you guys use any of the firmware 2.5?
Why didn't we think of the
features?
Bloodborne identity? God damn it.
I did. I misspelled it. Made it Bloodborne.
Yeah, and then I said the Bloodborne Supremacy.
So
Nice.
I started.
yeah.
He finished the fight.
What was it? Bloodborne Supremacy, Bloodbath and Beyond?
Bloodborne. Yeah, Bloodbath and Beyond. Yes, which is great. But yeah, no, that game is a game. Moving on.
I got Mega Man amiibo.
Wait, he's got 2 Mega Man amiibos, and now they can make out.
So this is basically what Bloodborne is like.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So, I guess to start, I've beaten the first 2 bosses and got to the cathedral.
I have not yet seen the first boss, but I did beat those wolves.
Okay.
Which
Good. That's great.
I feel like, okay, so I read that Penny Arcade comic where it's like, maybe I could use the stairs, stack them up. And I hadn't even tried to fight the wolves yet. And I'm like, that's a good fucking plan. But then, like, one wolf does super turbo, a lot of attack, and the other wolf leaps over his ass. And I'm like, damn.
Yep. And that
So
was,
the next time I come back, I do 4 or 5 grinding runs on the first pack of dudes, and I buy like 4 Molotov cocktails.
when I was like, I got these Molotov cocktails, they got lots of fur. This is gonna be great. I target them, I throw it, goes right over their heads, hits the bar behind them, they leap at my face, I die.
That's the great thing about items. You've got to fucking aim them.
I was like, throw it at him! Don't throw it at a predetermined arc, you shitbag!
You hit the first one with 2 Molotovs and an axe, and he went down. Then I backed down the stairs. I'm like, come on, you motherfucker. And I fight him like all the way back up the stairs, and he grabbed me and starts biting my face.
Oh,
And I'm
God,
mashing
yeah.
button. Yeah, if I didn't have full health, that would have killed me.
Yep.
That was a sobering thought.
That's kind of all of Souls type games. If you don't have full health, that attack would have killed you.
I've gotten really good at the like dodge roll pass turn up slice thing.
That's fun.
That is, I did a leaping attack at one guy, and I don't know how or why.
I think you tap forward and then R1.
Huh.
Because then you go, wah, and you jump. Or is it R2? It's one of those buttons. I want to say the very first, most of the stories around Bloodborne and Souls games are about, so this one time I died, right? The very first, when you wake up from the horrible, horrible nightmare that is that opening sequence, every single one of my nightmares, you wake up and you go, you see the werewolf guy eating a dude or whatever. And I go,
It's like, use this button to punch. I'm like, what?
Did
and then
you-
there's this giant enemy.
did you
What?
click L1 to dual wield your fists?
Yes.
Did you, if you press like heart attack or L2 while you're dual wielding fists, you go, ugh.
Nice.
Okay, great. But I was like, I'm gonna walk around this guy. I go around him. He kind of looks at me like, oh! I run away, and he runs through a door. It's like, okay, he's probably going to get caught in level geometry. I grab a little thing, go up to the door. I hear a behind me, and I go, that couldn't be. Just werewolf in the face, and I die and go, okay.
You know, I ran up and punched him and accepted my fate.
Boom! What?
I'm like, how do I dodge? That was before I learned that you cannot cancel out of attack animations with the dodge roll.
Yeah.
That was a hard lesson to learn.
But no, this game, I was expecting to be a complete pansy going into it, and I'm actually doing pretty okay. The axe, you said you started with the axe.
Yeah, I'm
the
using
axe
the
is
axe.
great because you just dual wield it and everything in an arc.
Yeah, those fucking crows and the rats.
Why do the crows bark? That's the thing that gets me most. Not half-eaten, decayed corpses crawling at you in mud, not deformed werewolf dudes with axes, but barking bird crow beasts get me every time. I'm just like, shit. Why? But yeah, I'm actually really liking it. And I was expecting it to be more horseshit. Like, that was bullshit. I died. It was like, I'm paying attention to where I'm going. I expect the worst of the game, and that pays out every time. Like, there's going to be 2 dudes behind this corner. Yeah, I was right. There it is.
Yeah, there are 2 dudes.
There are 3 dudes.
I've taken the dodge rolling past every corner.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay.
We'll be doing this.
Okay.
There's so many, like, cool... Also, first, it's a really good-looking game.
Yeah, it's pretty... The enemies do a weird thing at a distance, where it looks like they're not there, but that there are animations of them. I guess, like, they're at a lower frame rate or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they're running at 15. The game
Okay.
runs at 30.
I'm like, this looks like a 90s PC game. What's going on with them?
Is that an aesthetic choice?
It's like
or
a
just...
mist
Who are
cutscene.
you? Screams 56K sound.
Screams the AOL startup noise. But there's a fun graphic on the note of graphics. I sludged through a bunch of murder blood, which, man, you glisten after like a minute of playing this game. Just blood everywhere.
Yeah, I did it once and it was just all up one side.
Yeah.
This is my murder side.
But then I went to the like sewer like runoff place, and I noticed I had like green slime on me.
Nice.
And I was like, all up over me. And I had like the tricorn hat and the mask. And I went, I wonder. I had heard of it. I took off my hat mask. There was a line of green and red slime where my face was exposed, just
Nice.
all over that.
That's really awesome.
That I was like, this is incredible. Thank you, next gen.
Like I said this since the first trailer showed up at an E3 or wherever it was. The aesthetic, the style in this game, I adore it.
Yeah, it's real good.
Because it is my favorite kind of... It's gothic. And it's true gothic. It's my favorite kind of medieval European hopelessness.
Oh, yeah.
Because you had that 1,000-year stretch of society not really large-scale advancing in that area, and it was all robber barons and raiding parties and the plague, and you lived in shit, and you farmed
live
the
in
shit.
It's the Industrial Revolution. You are no longer a person. You work for the man. We have captured time and put it in a clock.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
You invented machines and it made it worse. The cities were disgusting and cramped like this. The city design is amazing. And it just what really seals it is all those little doors and windows. Those tiny doors and windows you go up to, you knock, and they tell you to fuck off.
Yeah.
It is just so
And they're laughing.
oppressively hopeless.
Have you found the little girl yet?
Yes.
Oh. She's lovely.
Which I finally, the first lantern you get to in Central Yarnum, I didn't notice the window right next to it.
Yeah.
Where the guy's like, hey, this is kind of what's going on. And I'm like, thanks, asshole.
Yeah. But I'm expecting just... There's so much you know by just looking at basic stuff. I was just reading, like, stat descriptions just to be like, okay, what does this do? What does this do? One of them is beastliness. And I was like... Guys, you want to explain it? Nope. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Not till you min-max.
Not till you...
Like, you
Then
die
you
to the
figured out you look like David Hasselhoff.
You die to the first
So
wolf.
beastly.
You go back and you go to the hunter's dream, and the guy in the wheelchair is like, "Oh, why don't you go kill some beasts? That's what you hunters do, right?" And I go out and I'm attacking guys, and I kill the first guy, and they're like, "Oh, goddamn beast!" And I'm like, oh, that's the plot of this fucking game. God damn it! And that oppressive sense of hopelessness came over again because it's Like, you can't go back. You can't leave.
No.
No.
You're stuck. You do.
That guy in the window is like, you should probably leave right now. I was like, how? How can I?
Woke up in the nightmare of blood and beasts.
Yeah.
I think we're in some perpetual night thing.
Something. Even
like, there
though I
was a
saw
pe-
a sun at one point.
There was a piece of paper somewhere I read that was like, oh yeah, the healing church just fucking shut the gate and locked us in here.
Sounds like
They left on like day one.
Yeah. They were like, seems like not our bag.
Which I fucking... and that oppressive hopelessness, it's mirrored, it's a Souls thing. Although I never played the earlier Souls games.
I played Dark Souls a bit.
I saw it in their aesthetic choice. And it's, especially when you're walking around the first area, you are not more powerful than the enemies.
Nope.
You're not.
Nope. Oh. And they rove in packs.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, there's like 4 of them. I've played video games. Time to mash the attack button. I can't cancel out of...
So, two things that I love about the game from what I've seen so far. When you get to that sort of hub area, and there's the living doll,
Yeah.
but you don't know it's alive. It's just propped up against that wall. And if you spin the camera really close and look at its hand, occasionally,
Nice.
that's the only movement it has. I was like, that's great.
I had that moment that was unintentional because the ragdoll system in this game, when you kill enemies, it just goes. I had killed like a bunch of things. It was a hard fight, and I healed up, and I was like, I turned around. One of them moved. I was like, shit, no! Oh, it was just ragdoll.
Ragdolling, yeah.
Shit. 5 minutes later, I turn around and one of them's sliding down the stairs.
Okay, video game. Okay.
One of them sliding down a
Okay, I've
banister.
done this
You're like,
area 13 times, and nothing's ever spawned back there. I'm gonna stand here for 5 minutes just to be sure.
where it's safe. Also, I'm gonna piss myself.
So the other thing I love is the shield.
Yeah, the shield.
I hear they put one shield in there as a joke.
There is
Yeah.
one shield.
It is basically some
is a
fucked up
wooden
plank of
piece of
wood.
shit.
Yeah. And even the description is just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, like it's not. It's like almost completely useless. Blah blah blah. It like. You know, protection is great, but not if it engenders passivity.
Because I'm fucking
Yeah,
reading
so that's
about this
them
one.
basically being like, we've rebalanced the game.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys, you were playing it wrong.
I was reading about it, like, yeah, I'm like, okay, time to play a Souls game. I'm really excited. They're like, yeah, you don't get shields, and you really can't play this one defensively. But that's my thing.
But I like the big armor and the huge shield. And
Yeah,
the phalanx.
Aggro, when he played Devil May Cry 3, went for Royal Guard mode.
I can see the hate. It's like heat waves.
I mean, like, fucking, the Souls games, it's the game that made Steve do Tower Shield Lance.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
And
man.
Steve plays characters like Buck, who likes to party.
Yes, Buck does love to party.
Two-handers everywhere. Fucking, so yeah, I like to armor, and I like to shield, and I like to stay back and ranged attack. I'm like, yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it. Like, no, your ranged attacks are basically for interrupts, stuns, and getting the attention of enemies. Like, you're fucking with me. Which, I'm getting better at the visceral attacks.
Yeah.
Visceral attacks?
If you stun an enemy,
An enemy's
you got it.
swinging at you, there's a small window while the weapon's coming down. You hit him with your gun, it'll stun him. You then hit the normal attack button, and you will just
You rip out their heart, basically.
and blow them up. And I learned
That's awesome.
very happily, because I pulled one off when like 5 dudes chain aggroed on me in a narrow hallway, that they don't attack you while you're doing that. Because I done it to them one at a time, but they're like, there's 6 dudes, and I'm like, oh no, it's a visceral attack. And everyone's just standing there. I'm like, yes, dodge roll.
That's kind of, yeah. You can also do that if you charge up your R2, your big heavy swing, and you hit them with that. That also kind of stuns them, and you can do it. And if they're still alive after that, you can visceral attack.
Okay, because I've never been able to like get up to them after that quick enough to hit them again, really.
Yeah, man, the axe one where you just spin. That's
Yeah,
great.
when you
That
pull
is
it
a
out.
room clearer.
God, when I realized that, yeah, all the other weapons swing out to be longer weapons, and you still have your gun. The axe is you put that shit away and
You are two-handing that.
it doesn't flip out or turn into something else. It's like, this is my axe. This is my long axe.
Yeah.
Charge up. Oh, crows be gone.
Oh man, I love that. I tried playing.
I picked up. Okay, what's the name of the saw one?
just the saw cleaver, I think.
Okay, because there's a saw spear.
Yeah.
Found it off of a body.
It's a slightly different moveset. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing, but it looks more like a spear. It's a little
Yeah,
bit
there's
longer.
all this shit I'm finding. I'm like, oh, fucking, okay. Haven't beaten a boss yet. So I have not unlocked the insight shop. However, traveling around in new areas terrified out of my pants because I'd gone farther. Like, the first area I played over and over and over, and then I covered more ground after I finally beat those wolves than the first area was. I got 2 Madmen's knowledge.
Yes.
And I'm like, all right, I got some insight. Maybe I can spend it now. And I go back. I'm like, the doll won't let me do anything. The insight shop, okay. Break them both to gain the insight. Now, no, I still can't. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm going to die and lose this insight.
Every time you use a madman's knowledge or even see a boss, and if you kill it, you get insight, which you can't level up until you at least have 1 insight.
Yeah, insight is how you
But the
level
more
up.
insight you get, like, shops open up, like, you can see things. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but apparently, insight also affects the difficulty of the game.
What?
How much insight do you have?
Like 4 or 5?
Okay, when you get over 15, enemy spawns and abilities start changing.
What?
That's what I've heard.
What? I felt...
So if you're saying, like, you can see more things and shops open up, yeah, you get access to more stuff with insight, I guess. But if you're hoarding insight, the game's getting harder.
Oh. Don't hoard insight. Got it. I haven't broken up any of them yet. No. But, so you haven't beaten even the first boss. You haven't
I have
gotten
not
to it.
seen, no, I unlocked a door to backtrack. I have not seen the cleric beast yet.
You need to.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing when we're done here.
And then you fight the second boss.
God, when I finally beat those wolves, and like I said, I cheesed it. 2 Molotovs and 1 axe swing on the first one, then I soloed the second one. Fucking, it had been so long. And it's the cliche with Souls games of, like, a lot of tries and practice and learning it, and you get this great sense of... I sat in my chair...
The shakes come in.
And it wasn't really like victory that I felt, or really relief. It was just, okay, now I have this area. Now I'm standing on this bridge, and nothing's going to jump out and attack me here.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, now it's time to walk to the end of the bridge. It never lets up.
Nope.
No.
You just left with those chemicals in your blood.
Like, I'm going to check my inventory. Hit the options button to bring up what I thought was the pause menu. It wasn't.
No, there isn't. You pause. Pause.
Gotta finish the room. Like, okay, this room's mine now. All right, now I can look at my inventory.
There is that feeling of that, like, this house is clear.
But every now and then I'm like, I've got to piss, but I don't know if there are going to be any patrols.
Yeah. Man, and that... You mentioned before that you're afraid of this game a little bit because it is similar to you.
Every time I look at something and I'm like, okay, there's these guys over here and this is doing that. I wonder if that guy would do this kind of thing. Or I wonder if I did this would happen. And I'm always right. Which says to me that this game thinks very much like I do. And I get a very old school D&D feeling from this game.
Oof. The rocks fall, you die.
Yes. You made the wrong decision. Like, it wasn't an incorrect decision. It was just the one that killed you.
Yeah, that one just killed you.
So every time I do something and I'm like, yeah, this game thinks exactly like I do, it unsettles me because I know the kind of shit that I do to players and the kind of things I joke about doing to players that I would like to still be my friends afterward. And I'm like, maybe it's waiting just around the corner for me because I know the kind of difficulty curve I'd put on this shit.
Oh, it is, and there's 2 of them.
And I love it. I'm a huge masochist when it comes to games. Like, really, for thematically, not like, you know, those kind of platformers where it's like, do this perfectly. Or, no, I just...
Like, I want to be the guy bullshit.
Yeah, well, I mean, because, like... I'm talking about games that are, like, hard to pull off. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need the combat to be more precision time perfect. I need it to be unforgiving, to be relentless. And the aesthetic really works into what they're going for. That
puts
sense
you in
of
that
hopelessness.
mindset of, I'm so boned.
Everything here is against me.
Yeah. No one is my friend. The only friends I have aren't even physical, real people. They're behind windows and doors.
The NPCs aren't helping you. The game isn't helping you. No one is helping you. You've got your axe made of broken whatever, and you've got to get to the next lantern. Is that going to help you? No, because you don't know what the fuck is going on. You're just doing.
Also, you know what's around that lantern? The creepy white ash babies. Around everyone. Also, just around there. They have notes like, here, bro, have a note. No! Get away!
Thematically and mechanically, it did something I said before. Like when I told the story of how I first saw the wolves, and I'm like, I don't want to fight those. So I backtrack around, and I'm like, oh, there's a thing into the sewer with some rats. I wonder which way I should go. And I learned that day that in Bloodborne there are no correct decisions. There are only the decisions we make.
Also, those rats, they have such the best skippery,
fuck me.
scampity. Ugh. Those are your barking crows.
I went to fight two of them in the sewer and they fell off the ledge. I'm like, oh damn it, that's the way I have to go. So now, instead of fighting them where they were, they're spread apart and there's some terrain between them and I've got to drop down, reorient the camera, and then fight them.
So, you said something back when you saw Demon's Soul, the first one, that I think applied to the rats here, where you saw a walking skeleton and you were like, oh shit! A walking skeleton! We're fucked! Like the rats really gave me that feeling in this of just Jesus Christ, look at the rat!
Because it's that's the kind of thing that's basic enemy 1 in the JRPG, so you're used to those are the weak trash. But then Demon Soul pops up and it's doing the opening cinematic and it's a skeleton that's been animated and it's holding a sword. And that's fucking terrifying again.
That thing inside of you, it hates you, and it has a weapon.
It's coming for you.
I compare, the Souls games and it's the cliche of modern AAA games too easy. And I'm it's a different kind of whatever. I compare it to Gundam for American kids because they brought us Wing first.
Yeah.
And, a Gundam and Wing shows up and just tissue papers Leos left and right. That's not even the important part. People are talking about the plot while that's going on in the background.
Yeah.
Then they bring over Mobile Suit Gundam.
No, I thought G Gundam was next, which is a different bag.
Yeah, but I mean, later on, Mobile Suit Gundam shows up. And they're on this huge space cruiser for the Earth Sphere Alliance or whatever, the Federation. Mm-hmm. And the Xeon shows up and they're like, oh fuck, the Xeon are here. We're gonna have to fight them. Let's get ready to, sir, they have 2 Zakus. And the captain's like, oh fuck, 2 Zakus. And I'm like, but then I learned what a Zaku is.
Zakus, man. Zakus!
Yeah, Zakus. Gun damn it.
Gun damn. Get chair ass nipple.
Oh no, it's chair ass nipple. With this goddamn Zakus.
We're 12.
Fucking. I blame James Cunningham for that.
I do
don't know. Just because he's
Have
the
you
one who
left
made
any
me say
notes in
it.
Bloodborne yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, because I feel like they're not... I haven't played the Souls games again, so maybe you guys can confirm. When you leave a note, do you pick from a word bank?
I believe starting with 2, they started doing that, yeah.
Okay. Because it's shit beware beast ahead. The first time I got to the bridge, there was a note right at the edge of the steps that said, some time for yourselves. A little past that, there's a door that's lit up. There's a lantern there.
Yeah.
But the pink lantern's not on. There's no pink. But I can see light coming from the door and I can hear sounds. So I kill the giant enemy right next to it, and the note on the ground says, woefully ignoring. Does that mean I should or...
It's like the universal translator in Final Fantasy XI, but broken.
There is, I love the rating system, because there was one in the previous game where you can rate it bad, but this one is fair or foul. And if you say fair, it's this was a fine note.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And they do it enough and they get top hats.
Yeah, it's great.
Which, that first little area in Central Garden where there's just top hats all over the ground, I'm like, what happened here? I feel like I missed a party.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But fuck me, you want to talk about negative space? Central Yharnam. You get out of the sick room, you go through the door, there's the ladder up to the first lantern. You go right, and that's the way you're supposed to be going.
Yeah.
You sharp right, past the carriage, break some stuff, there's one of those huge fuckers with an axe. There's nothing else back there.
Nope, he's just there.
He wasn't guarding anything,
Nope.
he didn't drop anything.
He just was.
And exactly, there was more of that D&D shit where I'm like, what? No, he was just in that room.
Which, by the way, I think with those enemies, I keep, they're often hiding in shadow in dark rooms. I'm like, man, these guys are hiding everywhere. And I felt pretty confident, I'm murdered these guys. And one just leaps out from a wall that was just there, active camo horse shit. They're just brown and gray.
Yeah,
and
there's the one, sitting down next to the carriage, just...
Yeah.
I gotta ask you guys, on the note of brown and gray, are the environments in this a lot samey? Like, is there not much variety? Because I've heard complaints from people.
I mean, I've only been in Central Yarnum
It's
so far.
one
Okay.
big Victorian
so
ass
neither
city.
of you have made it to the woods.
I've not made it to the woods
No.
yet. I've just got to the second area.
No, I know. I'm in the
Something-
Hunter's Dream, and I see the 3 warp points. I'm like, I know what the fuck's happening here, and I don't like it.
Something about the woods in Bloodborne. Just
Yeah, no. Fucking, like, when Metal Gear 3 happened, I'm like, where are my hallways? Where are my absolute sight
Yeah.
denial lanes?
Uh-huh.
If I get to the woods in Bloodborne, no. I would like to saw myself in the neck now, rather than face this terror.
fucking for me, it really clicks with not only that, because yeah, same feeling. Castlevania 3. There's a place called the Mad Forest. Mad Forest, you got, so okay, a couple enemies, it's a normal intro area, and you got some stairs. You take the stairs up, and I think they were trying to make fog and lightning, but it looked like I was in space, and lightning was striking everywhere, and owls are coming for my blood.
So, the Mad Forest.
Yes!
Ta-da.
I'm just like, and for like the longest time, I couldn't even beat the level, because there are too goddamn many owls. They have weird
There
trajectories.
are too many owls.
Goddamn many owls. Back to the note on the thing on notes. The community is either really helpful and good, like there's a dude around the corner, or completely fucking with you, and you can never tell which one it is.
Yeah.
I had that experience in the first Dark Souls where I was in an area and I encountered this big circular room with an indent in it. Notes everywhere saying, "Watch out, trap. Oh Jesus, watch your ass." And with a chest. Just one thing, like, is this either going to be a mimic, or it's going to trigger a giant thing that's going to murder me, or acid will rise up, or skeletons everywhere, something. I open it up, it's like 3 gold. Like, the equivalent of 3 gold.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Like, the first section is like, hey, there's an ambush here. I'm like, okay, yeah, good notes, fine. I go into my first room that's pitch black before I remember that I have a torch on me. And I get jumped, I look into the room, I'm like, that's pitch fucking black. But I see a note on the floor glowing. I'm like, okay, so maybe there's like an ambush down there and he's warning me. I go read the note, and as soon as I click the note, I hear the footsteps behind me.
God damn it.
And the note says, this should be fun. You son of a bitch! Bravo, sir. You asshole. You baited the
time.
trap.
God. And I had that, I think, the same instance of just going into the dark building and seeing a man in a wheelchair, and we've, seen a couple dudes in wheelchairs. Like, okay, it's not great.
Yeah, those are the guys that talk to you.
Go to the note thing. I made the incorrect assumption of thinking not everything in Bloodborne wants me dead, and he shot me in the head multiple times before I turned around and went, "Oh, it's you, the dead old man," and just murdered him with an axe. He
Yeah.
just slumped over in his chair.
I went into that room and I killed the first couple guys, and the guy in the wheelchair didn't turn around, so I'm like, it's a wheelchair guy. I talked to those guys, but he's not. And there was a note on the floor right next to it, so I killed him. I just long axe, and he died. And then I read the note and it said no mercy for the elderly. I was like, all right,
Pretty good policy.
good decision.
Pretty good
Great.
policy. So,
Yeah.
this is gonna sound fucking stupid.
Okay.
But this is one of those things. Are you guys enjoying Bloodborne?
Honestly, yeah.
Dishonestly, though.
Did
I get that one?
This honestly is stupid.
It's overrated.
I don't like it. I mean,
Not enough blood.
There is
too much blood.
There's a lot of hyperbole going on about the Souls games. It's like, oh, it's the hardest ever. It's in the marketing. It's everywhere, and like people, I think, make a lot of assumptions about, like, oh, it's stupid. It's unfair. You kind of come to expect what's going to be there. Like, there's dudes around the corner, and to some people that's unfair, but you should have been aware everything wants to kill you, and why did you run around that corner? You should have been looking carefully with the thing ready, waiting for something to be there. And when it's not, that's a victory.
Yeah, I've watched many people who never played them before because of the marketing. Like, they played it for the first time past Dark Souls 2 release. So that level of the marketing, it's been going for that long, and both of the people I saw do that were like, it's really not that hard. You just need to pay attention. Like,
Yeah.
I play MMOs. That is my point of reference for combat. And even I'm just fucking fine because you're accounting for how long it takes an attack to roll out, and
Yeah.
you're playing very
that was the weird part. Is
conservatively.
I had to get back out of action game into no. This is a timing game.
Yeah.
The biggest source of all deaths is hubris.
Yeah, I told
Yeah.
Ro when I was running through because I did a couple trash runs. I'm like, okay, because I aggroed that whole walking pad of like 6 dudes, and I like gun, just all at once. I'm like, okay, Ro, I'm about to get super cocky and get my ass kicked.
Yeah, every time I'm like, I feel like dying, and I run towards that group around the fountain of 8 guys. I'm like, let's do this.
That's why
think the
the
death
first
thing-
day
Expect
Bob
to
had
die.
it, I just watched him die time and time again. He's like, oh, 6 guys. And then once he started playing conservatively, it still didn't work out because he wasn't used to the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, cool. I'm luring them this way. I'm just gonna prepare this Molotov cocktail and chucks it over their head. Shit! Turns around, 5 more guys. Ah!
Yeah, throws pebble, lunge forward while throwing animation happens, fall off ledge, get shit fucked. That first area is so crushing because you have to both learn how combat works while learning sight lines, aggro distances, and luring. You have to figure all that shit out and it's the dying. You're dying over and over and over.
Yeah.
And that area teaches you that too. Which a lot of
Yeah.
people, I think, when they talk about like, oh, that was cheap, because like it's a new enemy, he has attacks you've never seen before, and if you didn't know they were coming, they're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like the werewolves, they're just like biting, which most games are not designed where dying is something you're supposed to do.
Yes.
But the Souls game, dying and restarting and getting your seals back and going back and forth again and again and again to practice all this shit. Because that's what the first area is. You do it over and over to practice all this stuff.
Yeah. Exactly right.
So dying is intrinsically a part of that experience.
Yeah, dying is the way the game communicates to you what is and isn't the proper way to play it. Like, it is as much a direction of the gameplay flow as a narrative is, which the narrative in that is very, very, like, not over the head, like, beating you over the head
Yeah.
with it, which I kind of find
you-
really cool.
You gotta go
'cause-
find it. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The reason that is, if neither of you heard this story, like with the Miyazaki is the director of the game who did this, like when he's talking about
Hayao Miyazaki, yeah, of course.
He's like, yeah, I'm not making anime anymore.
I'm making Soul!
I'm so angry at my fucking son. I'm gonna go make this game.
They did an interview about like the story style for the games that he works on is so piecemeal. Find it out, figure it out for yourself. Here's some clues. The theory is probably God, maybe? I don't know. Apparently, when he was young, he liked reading English like fairy tale fantasy books. But because his English wasn't that great, he kind of only got piecemeal, like,
Yeah,
story.
parts of
So he
the-
kind of had to fill it in for himself, like, I don't quite understand all this story, so I guess I'll imagine kind of what's going on. And that was his inspiration for the stories in these games. Of just like, you're given scraps of a larger idea of a picture, and you have to kind of put them together, and you don't even have all the pieces.
Yeah.
The game doesn't even have all the pieces.
I love it. It's my favorite kind of thing to do. Is like fucking, and this is so weird. That's how I learned World of Warcraft lore.
Yeah.
Because I didn't play the earlier Warcraft games, so I go in
You didn't read any of the light novels?
and I'd pick up scraps from NPCs, and by the time I got to the end, it was a bunch of people who also didn't give a shit about the lore. And when you talk to all these people, it was kind of like what you're listening to modern humans talk about politics. Nobody has all the information. They don't understand the larger narrative. They know what they've heard, and they're just going with it.
I'm sorry. I refuse to believe this is over here, and yet it is.
What am I looking at?
Layer.
Oh, Jesus.
It's just here, and it's happening. Okay, I'm sorry. That was...
Suddenly Lair.
You just saw that over there and went, no. No!
I think we bought that... Why did we buy that?
Why did you buy that?
It was less than $3, but we
Okay.
bought it for a purpose. Oh, now I remember. Okay. We
Now-
still haven't made that.
I do understand why a lot of people do not like Souls games.
Yeah.
Because they are a very different kind of fun. Because you are going through the same area over and over until
mean-
you do it right. And a lot of it's like, okay, that guy's going to be there, that guy's going to be there, that guy's going to be there. And you got to do it correctly.
It is a lot of the fun that comes from old NES games in the style of Mega Man or perhaps Ninja Gaiden, where the fun isn't in, look at all this cool stuff I'm doing, I feel so powerful, whatever. It is the fun of learning a thing and then using it. At an instinctive level, humans fucking love that shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Like-
really I'm talking about a lot of there's a lot of memorization.
Yeah.
Where you learn where all the enemies are. Like a lot of modern games, the way they work is it's reactionary.
Yes.
Something happens and you have the ability to fuck up a little bit or not and roll with it, or they'll show it to you and you can just keep going and take a lot of hits and roll through it, and then you're constantly moving forward, and like that's really fun. That's why the games are designed like that. This is not like that at all, and it turns a lot of people off. And dear Souls fans, that's okay if they don't fucking like this style of gameplay, you shitheads.
I disagree with both of them.
I was getting into a discussion with Orkana. She was so sick of, like, she doesn't particularly like these games, which is fine. But so many of the people who love them just say, "Oh, you're just shit at it then." That is the worst thing to say to anyone.
That's not a human level of interaction to engage with.
No. Like, no, they just don't like that. Like, some people don't like bashing their head against a rock until it eventually erodes under your sheer willpower. Not a lot of people like that. That's fine.
This is just reminding me of something on the Giant Bombcast where Dan Reichert's like, Monster Hunter is a shit game. Brad's like, you don't like it. And he's like, what did I say? And he's like, you can't just say shit and then get upset when the internet explodes on you. And he's like, I won't get upset. Monster Hunter's a shit game. It's a shit game.
I've got to try another Monster Hunter. I think I tried the
Monster
same
Hunter
one twice.
Monster Hunter 4 is a pretty significant step over the
I keep
prior
hearing
installments.
people saying of like Monster Hunter veterans, like it's the best one so far.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty significantly. In fact, you can see a lot of the refinements and polish that come from some of the Monster Hunter knockoffs, or what are they called? Big battle games?
I guess.
That's the genre where they sort of took that back in and reincorporated it, where like, oh, you can climb up stuff, and there's a bit of, jump platforming and stuff.
There's verticality.
Yeah, it's those the games I've tried, one or two of them, they've just been so Japanese in that.
Yes.
Where's the menu to do the thing you just told me to do?
And see, that's the thing
Right here.
with that. Like, whereas Dark Souls is sort of that about the lore and, I don't know, to some extent the enemy
mechanics,
layout.
yeah.
Monster Hunter is
The whole
that
mechanics.
for
Like, this is the attack
everything.
button.
It's
Like-
like, I think it's almost an umbrella genre of work for it. I'm not gonna give this
Yeah,
to you.
fucking-
Which is why I want to get through that, and I want to play Monster Hunter, because I've seen that look in people's eyes, and I'm like, I know that, and I want to be there.
I want to feel that. Where my dick?
But yeah, and a lot of people say, like, if you want to really stick with Monster Hunter, you want to have a great time, you got to have people you're playing it with, so that way you guys can communicate about, like, oh, I found out how to do this thing, or, oh, we found this, hey, do you guys want to do that? So that seems like it would be a great fucking game for that, because, well, to be honest, most people, the way they interface with me on Pokemon is through a dueling thing. I've actually only had one friend so far who got it, like, had the same idea of just like, we should just catch Pokemon and trade what we each other need. And I'm like, good, you get it! You did it right! Because battling goes, hey, Infernape lives.
Hey, my stupidly bred Infernape.
You are history's greatest Pokemonster.
Brad Van Boxtel is real, and he is happening right now.
But Brad Van Boxtel has a sweet custom trainer jacket. You spent months making monkeys fuck a ditto so one of them would learn Thunder Punch.
I'm sure he did too. Maybe not that exact monkey in Thunder Punch, but Bob was making the joke. He's like, yeah, you're gonna fight him, and I was saying all this ridiculous shit. I'm like, I'm sure he has perfect IVs, and he's EV trained the fuck out of these things, min-max level 100, full team of 6, and Bob's like, and their moves are all egg moves, and I'm like, Brad, are you hacking? Brad's like, what? No! You can only get one egg move.
Trying to cram a Game Shark thing into his DS.
Two. Yeah, right?
You gotta put the Game Shark into there and then put like the Sega Game Shark into Sonic and Knuckles and shove that in there.
And then the Sega CD attaches from the side.
Blast processing.
With games like that, I've just wanted to have a group of friends that we'd get through a game like Monster Hunter or like a co-op game like Diablo or some thing and just go for weeks.
Yeah.
But, life.
I didn't like Diablo 3.
Yeah. Which
Either time.
either time.
Yeah, it was better the second time.
Yeah.
I didn't like Diablo 2.
Okay. This guy's nice.
You know what? Here's how I say to that. Okay. It's okay to not like things I like.
I don't want!
I feel like I would have liked
Okay.
Diablo 2 if I played it when it came out.
Probably, yeah.
But by the time it came out, I played too much Warcraft. I'm like, this is a broken Warcraft control
No, you
system.
played too much World of Warcraft.
Right, yeah, sorry.
different thing.
It's in this decade when you say Warcraft.
Yeah.
I know, damn it, but fuck.
It's wrong, and it's wrong of me to do that.
The player base is larger than most countries.
Yeah. Well, wait, is it still?
I believe it's smaller than some bigger than some Nordic countries.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's definitely the case.
Oh my god, I learned Svalbard's really a place.
What? Svalbard?
Svalbard, yeah, it's islands north of. Yeah.
Huh.
Like
What do you
got
do
Fenniscandia,
there? You just go and get blitzed
You dodge
and
the
no
armored
one...
polar bears. Pansy Bjorn, man, come on.
So hey.
Wait, hang on.
What?
Am I making a book reference that I'm the only one that gets?
Yes, probably.
Yes! 10 points to aggro.
Man.
You were saying?
You're such a shitlord. Let's move on to the news. Welcome to the news. I like this song. I don't know what's with you two, but
Oh, you hear it too?
yeah.
Oh, cool.
I actually
like
can't hear Huey Lewis. I had an accident when I was a kid. I'd fix it, but then I'd have to go back in time.
So Republic is getting remastered for PC.
Oh, yeah?
Because Republic on iOS runs on Unity Engine, bringing the port over to the PC was a fairly easy thing. But they decided to spruce it up.
With spruce trees everywhere.
Spruce trees everywhere.
Trees.
Spruce Springsteen.
Broad,
Yes, Spruce Springsteen.
there are many things I want to say no to about that. I'm going to encapsulate them all and shut the fuck up.
Okay.
So, one of the things they're doing, they came out at GDC on stage with Unity. Unity's like, hey, they're doing this remastered version. And they're like, hey, we're doing this remastered version. Here are some shaders. Oh, shaders, everybody, shaders.
Browns and beige.
Physics-based reflections. Yay. And you'll see on this slide, it looks completely different because episode 3 was rushed. No, really. It was like the difference between that's a tall box and holy shit, the Matrix. And it was an important environment for the story. So it's even funnier that the first version's kind of stripped back and the PC version that they're making is overly elaborate. So they were like, see, when we did this before on iOS, we would have to cheat the lighting and try to figure out how lighting would look here. But now with the physics-based lighting shader, blah, 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 blah. And it's just really dark. A lot of it's like a hell of a lot darker. And you're like, This seems like one of those instances where game developers get some new tools for a new platform and just go crazy and it looks bad. Like early last gen. This gen's been fairly okay about that because a lot of our games have just been last gen games but on better hardware.
Yeah. A depressing amount of them.
Yeah. Some of them literally last gen games on better hardware. The Borderlands Handsome Collection came out this week, right?
Yeah.
I heard, at least on Xbox One, it does not operate as well as PC did. So that's unfortunate because that's all I want. I just want that game to run slightly better than it does on PS3. But in any case, let's talk about Republic. Republic, you own it.
Yes.
Episode 1?
Yes.
I do too. Because it was free for a short bit there. They thought they were going to hook us. So on PC, you know, touch controls on iOS. So on PC, you take the mouse cursor and you just point and click adventure.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You point it and walk over there, bitch. And the bitch walks over there.
Wow.
And at some point, David Hayter's like, you can't trust anyone, not even me. And I'm like, oh! But he didn't show up early enough in the game, so I was like, nah.
They're like, David, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think I got bored before David Hayter showed up.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's coming to Steam sometime pretty soon, actually.
Okay.
Reviews just hit, so it either came out Tuesday or it's coming out next Tuesday. Probably next Tuesday. Not sure. Sometime soon. Might be interested.
I won't have any time to devote to it at all. Because I've had Bloodborne, I'll have Axiom Verge. I'm done. Forever.
And milking cows.
Sure, yeah.
Why not?
An important part of any American's daily routine.
Yep. If you lived in Florida, you would know. So, hey, you know what else is getting remastered?
Everything?
Everything. And a part of everything is Devil May Cry 4.
Okay.
Bob put this news in here
Because he's Bob.
I swear to God, we brought this up before last week, but I don't think we did. But like,
I believe you mentioned it in passing that it was happening.
I don't know. The remaster,
Well, we got deets.
they came out with deets, and I feel like remastering is so by the numbers at this point that it's like even the list we got wasn't like. But it is to Bob. Because Bob's
he's
going to
Bob.
buy it again.
Because Bob is Bob.
This actually isn't getting a disc release on PlayStation.
Really?
Too expensive, I guess. They're like, Capcom's scared of losing money. Here's a digital.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of which, we have had. I guess it's. Oh no, it's still over there. Resident Evil Revelations 2 lying around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're hopefully going to quick play that sometime soon. That
nice.
game looks surprisingly good for a game that if you buy digitally, it's only like $25.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. I want more of that.
From Capcom?
Oh, Simply Gone. Okay.
More good games from Capcom?
Simply Gone, some weird, like, 3D graphics optimization middleware, which I'm like, how? What? Yes, I would like more good games from Capcom. Also, more Barry. Also, I want the 10-year-old that's with Barry to go, but Barry! I need this! They did make a Jill sandwich joke.
Yeah. I think they
Which
also
is
make a Master
obligatory.
of Unlocking joke, too.
Good. Good.
I think.
Good. Good. But yeah, in any case, about Devil May Cry 4. So, Virgil's in it now. For those who don't know, he was not in it. And the plot of that game was weirdly... So, Virgil's like fucking dead. Like, Dante killed him in 1. He's fucking dead.
Okay.
And his reincarnation was Nero.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually kind of the plot of that one. But they don't really fully delve into how that happened or worked. Yeah, in fact, about halfway through the game,
Was
I
it
think,
his devil arm? Was Virgil
yeah,
in the arm?
I think that's kind of what's supposed to be happening there.
Brother!
And he gets the Yamato, which is Virgil's sword in Devil May Cry 3. Because in 1, it's just a giant, like, fucking paladin, like, crush him with this wayhander sort of thing. But in any case, he gets the Yamato halfway through, and there's weird notes on all of that in the story, but not enough. And Bob was angry. So
Tell me it was Virgil.
So that was almost 10 years ago. Now you can play as Virgil.
Seems...
And they added a cutscene at the beginning and at the end of the game for him.
Explain. Why is Virgil here?
And Bob's content with that, and I'm disappointed. So there's where we land on that issue. I'm like, 2 cutscenes? Fuck. But you not only get Virgil, you also get to play as Lady and Trish. Trish being the chick from 1, Lady being the chick from 3. Lady is a lot better than Trish. I don't know why Trish ever came back. That's me. She looked like a really bad female white .jpeg level of create a character.
But you had to fill her dark soul with light.
See, that happened by the... Have you not seen that?
I have.
Okay. I blame Cywolf for bringing that up recently because I tweeted that thing and all he replied with was a link to that YouTube video. Tosh was like, that needs to be my ringtone. But in any case, you can play as Lady and Trish, and the weird way it's working out is Lady is going to be the replacement for Nero, because the deal in the original Devil May Cry 4 is most of the game you're playing as Nero, but at a certain point you play as Dante. And here's the worst part of that game, and you replay all the levels you've already replayed backwards, but super powered.
Because you're Dante.
Because you're Dante. And it's just like, fuck, I've been in all these environments, and you just took all the puzzle elements out, so really it's just me with... Also, as a joke, I think... But Bob disagrees. He thinks it was an accident. I think it's intentional and a joke. The Stinger is insanely overpowered in that one, to the point of, like, he goes, huh? And most things go flying and take 1 billion damage. Like, I love it. And I'm like,
so it's the Stinger.
yes!
Okay.
I'm like, there. See, Bob, that was intentional, because that is them representing how the fan base feels about the Stinger via mechanics.
Via true facts about life.
Yes, via numbers and things. So in any case, Lady's gonna take the place of Nero because Lady in Devil May Cry 3 had like a hook shot she could use.
Right.
So that would make it possible for her to do all the arm grabby puzzles and things
Because she's
that
got
Nero
a bunch of
does.
tech and bazookas and guns.
Yeah. And then Trish is gonna take Dante's part and fuck Trish. I'm like, what? Like, okay. So just so we're clear. Trish in Devil May Cry 1 was basically Palpatine. She just shows up, says some shit, and then lightnings people, like
Okay.
Episode 3 style. She really should have come back. I don't know, whatever.
Also, wasn't she like Dante's mom / love interest?
She's not really Dante's mom. Mundus made her in Dante's mom's image to fuck with Dante, but
Right.
still, fuck Dante's mom / love
I
interest.
hate Mundus.
He's such a dick. Fucking the birds. Oh wait, that was you. You know, they keep asking for Devil May Cry 2 Let's Play, and I'm like,
And, I
can't-
keep hearing that game is complete trash.
makes one look like a piece of art from a story perspective, which
you've
is
been-
fucking incredible.
You've been through that Castlevania game.
That's what I'm
Lords of
thinking.
Shadow, yeah.
You can
Nothing
take-
can hurt me now.
You've
Okay.
only experienced the worst pain.
Well, so okay, in Lords of Shadow, it's all. So in Lords of Shadow, it's all like, oh yeah, that vampire's name is Bronner. Isn't that cool? And you're like, no, and that's like where its
not.
lameness comes from.
Yeah, you're right. That is really cool. Moving on with the story. No, we need to go back because that was retarded.
That was so cool. Let's go. Fucking Devil May Cry 2.
Just trying
It's
to
so
find the
hard
words.
to remember. Like, this is a fucking mess.
Like,
the whole
he's
thing.
in his thing, like, I'll do that,
He's-
and then he's in a church.
He steals Two-Face's shtick of having a double-sided coin with heads on both sides.
Well, yeah, he needs to
That's
see
just-
if it's time to get head, and
for-
it's
it's head time,
my look
yeah.
at the time.
It's like mind-boggling of like, why did he, I wish that was it. I wish it was just like, oh, they gave Dante a crazy character for this one, but no, it's like, we shift from this weird, like, oh, there are demons and blah, 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 sort of angle on the universe and stuff, to, so this guy is the head of a mega corporation that is also demons, and he controls the world?
Because
Question
the
mark?
real evil is greed.
Imagine
Now,
the
as an
world.
American, does that piss you off? I'm just curious. Like, being in a capitalist society, does that idea, like, that being
No, we
the
invented
moral?
that shit.
Okay.
I want to feel like the British may have
Like
invented
if
that shit.
capitalism has taught us anything,
Uh-huh.
it's that being rich isn't the problem. Being a dick is the problem.
Being rich isn't the problem. It's poor people that are the problem.
Like if you're a dick
Republican.
and you're poor, you're just some asshole. If you're a dick and you're rich, that's a lot of power to throw your dick around with.
Yeah. Rupert Murdoch. So,
It's like a dick with a gun.
it's a dick with a
The
gun.
dick's fault, not the gun's fault.
Cause I'm wise enough to
Republican.
know when a dick needs gunning. And I got just the one. Fucking sawed-off shotgun.
Ah, Desperado.
So, hey, you guys. Super Mario 64. I like that game a lot. Did you know?
Yes.
Okay, good.
We're here
So-
because we love you and you have a problem.
Why are
This
we
is a
filming
safe
this?
space.
Layer's
all-
right over there.
None of us are safe.
Ryan Frandy might come over, hook up his Vita or his PSP and go, it's fine now. It's fine. Everything's okay. God, how did that work again? That just seems insane in retrospect.
Yeah, because
'Cause
like we did the remote play onto the PSP and then outputted the video from the PSP back to the TV.
Wow.
And we had one stick and the face buttons, and it controlled better than Layer's native control scheme.
Layer is a nightmare you are lucky you slept through.
Yep.
I remember when they patched it so you could control it with the sticks. Ryan's like, it works now, it's good. I'm like, it's too late, nobody cares.
Which, that's the amazing thing. He's like, it works now, it's good. And Bob's just over there. No.
No. No.
And he was right. We bought it and went back and played it. I'm just like, fucking, it's surreal. Just the game is. I'm like, this is crazy decadent. Look at all these, look at all this budget. Sony expected to have an install base to sell this to. Because the early PS3, just so we're clear, PS4 has sold over 20 million units sold to consumers. There are 20 million people who own PS4s, okay? PS3 at this point was like 6, if even. That thing was expensive. And, quote, had no games, which it actually had quite a few for the first year and a half. And then it had worse versions of games that were on the 360. That was fun. I wish I could have enjoyed Fear 2. I imagine a lot of people feel that way. So in any case, Super Mario 64.
Yep.
Super Mario 64. Some dude did a port. Hey. No, it doesn't. It doesn't fucking matter. Not from this distance, unless people just start.
So they put Super Mario 64 on the PC.
It is running in a browser via the Unity plugin,
Oh, really?
and they got the physics in various other things to be precisely exactly right. Cool. Now, the guy did it as a project for his plugin. I forget the name of it. It was like character controller, blah, blah, blah. And it was so he could give it to people so their controllers just work great right out of the box. No fuss, no muss. Chop it, slap it once, you get diced. Okay, so
Yeah.
I love that thing. So yeah, and it is weird, and I think people should check it out. Like it's just like, here is all these graphics we sort of lifted from Super Mario Galaxy. Like Mario's model is like that level of fidelity.
Oh, yeah?
And then the environment looks like a really high-tech version of really shitty textures and things. So like the mountain, the little rocks that are jutting out of the, and I say little, they're way bigger than Mario's, that are jutting out of the ground, they still have this vague idea for a texture. But it's like high fidelity, vague idea for a texture. So it's
yes.
kind of surreal.
Digital skeuomorphism.
Yes, exactly.
I tried playing it when I saw the thing, but keyword is try, because everyone at that servers were bombarded with people trying to get onto that site to play the game.
I see. I still haven't tried it. But they said the whole thing's open source for people to like take whatever they want out of it and repurpose it, as long as they don't sell any part of whatever. So that seems cool. I just thought I'd bring that to the attention of people, even though enough websites have done that. I love Super Mario 64, so I figured I would do it.
Yep.
So hey, you guys.
Hey.
I feel like the most discussion-heavy thing here is going to be this one. The Legend of Zelda Wii U was delayed.
Yeah.
From this year to blank, ? Probably next year. And they're not even making E3.
Not even doing like a
Nothing.
direct?
Nothing for Zelda at all.
Oh, nothing for Zelda.
Yeah.
I was like, they're not doing anything for E3.
Actually, does Splatoon come out before E3?
Yeah, I think it comes out in May.
Then what would they have to show at E3?
Hopefully,
A game.
a new Metroid game.
Funny guy.
I want to believe.
You keep dreaming that beautiful dream.
But yeah, so
Like,
between...
we made a Metroid Star Fox crossover. It's amazing.
I was like...
Shut up! Shut your filthy whore mouth! You monster!
Play with Sam at Star Fox and your favorite shit. Which is the one he likes? Phantasy Star or Star Ocean?
Both!
You poor bitch.
So when they announced Zelda was delayed, I was like, that makes sense. Nintendo hasn't actually made a last-gen scale game yet. If you think about it, they just made a Mario Kart.
Anymore.
I can't glasses.
I'll break you like Bane broke Batman.
Fucking, like, Mario Kart is Mario Kart again, but with prettier graphics. Mario was actually less ambitious than Mario Galaxy, even with super linear paths and things for 3D World. So they never really made a last-gen scale game. And then for the Zelda, they're like, it's fucking free roaming! You can see shit and mark it on your map and go there and blah. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's like an actual last-gen scale game where it has to stream all these assets and do these things that are complex, and they haven't done that even once.
Yeah.
Shit, no wonder it got delayed. Games are hard. Nintendo's like, games are hard. Like, I remember the fucking quarterly fiscal thing where they're like, hey, games are hard.
Did you guys know this? What?
Shit, we had to, like, get twice as many idiots to make our games. And they're like, twice as many what? And they're like, no questions.
Valued second-party developers.
Like the people at Paper Sounds.
Retro Studios.
Sir, I was thinking we could I own you.
Complete in English after speaking Japanese.
Yes, in that exact voice and tone.
Well, that you will own your ass. Yes.
But yeah, what was it, like the Miyamoto quote? I think like a a rushed game is like no, a delayed game is like potentially bad, but a rushed game is bad forever.
Yes.
No, a delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is bad forever.
Yeah.
But not now because DLC. But Nintendo DLC, only Koei's doing that for the Hyrule Warriors.
Not true. Mario Kart has DLC.
Oh, you're right,
And
shit.
Mario Golf on the 3DS also had an excellent DLC plan. Now,
gosh.
I'm glad
Smash was doing
you
DLC.
transitioned. Yeah, but it's not really a DLC plan with that. It's like, here's Mewtwo. That was like
joke.
it. Which is sad because I want to buy some up-res versions of the 3DS levels because they're better than the Wii U levels. But whatever. In any case, I'm glad you brought that up, though, because what was it, Jim Sterling for the Jimquisition number 13 recently? He was like, hey, the fucking Hyrule Warriors DLC plan is the best DLC plan ever. And I'm like, sir, you are not taking into account Mario Kart and Mario Golf, which were already like, Nintendo, how can you afford to do this thing you are doing? They're like, give us just, I don't know, $10 and you get another half of your game. Like, for Mario Kart, it is, Mario Karts generally have the 2 rows where it's like, here's 16 tracks or 20 tracks of this. They're all retro, and here's 20 tracks. They're adding another fucking full row of shit, and it was like $10, $9, $13.
It's like on the level of 14 where you go to sleep one day and you wake up the next and the gold saucer's just there
Yeah.
for free.
If the gold saucer was half of the game
Yeah.
and only cost $10,
Looking
then yeah.
around, is that guy a ninja?
When
Did I miss a patch note?
Oh, yeah, I guess I forgot to mention this during the whole I played Heroes of the Storm thing. That game looks a lot more done now. Have you booted it up since the
No,
most
recently.
recent patch? Like, they completely changed various parts of the UI to look very polished, very professional, and, like, I didn't have a problem with it before. I was like, yeah, whatever, it's a purple backdrop that just goes Event Horizon. I don't fucking...
The background is the final destination.
It's Scream 3. In any case, yeah. Now it's super polished, looks really nice, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, Zelda Wii U. I can understand why people would be upset, because when you're looking at this year as a Wii U owner, you got off of last year where a lot of people said that was the best console to own. This year you've got Splatoon and not Zelda anymore.
Yeah, what else is coming out? I feel like there's something like big release that we're missing. Maybe
Allegedly a Star Fox.
Yeah,
Which might even be good.
there was a Kirby, kind of.
There was a Kirby, kind of.
Shit.
Which wasn't as good as, what was it, the original thing it was based on? Canvas Curse. Yeah, most people who really like Canvas Curse didn't like that because of
Yeah. a little
things.
bit. Because of things.
So, yeah, I don't know, that's kind of...
Because last year was like Bayonetta and Smash Brothers and
Yeah, right.
Everyone was like, oh my god, is
Mario
the Wii U
Kart.
awesome?
Wait for the Valley. Wait.
Almost.
Yeah,
That was close, you guys.
Bayonetta, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, like all 3 of those, same
Hyrule
year.
Warriors, everything. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good period.
that was a good fucking year.
Wind Waker HD.
That was the year before.
Was it?
Yep.
Wait. Wait.
Yep. The
Yeah,
Wii U's
yeah,
out
you're right.
been since 20...
the same fiscal
since 2012.
Shit.
No. Nice try.
car dealership year. Those go summer to summer.
Do they? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
Because, like, one of the shopping guides I heard of, like, it was like, hey, if you're buying a car, do it on New Year's Eve? Because they'll cut you a deal because they're fucking desperate.
Oh.
I'm like,
I didn't hear about that. Like, best time to buy a car. Do it now. Or at the end of the month or something like that. End of the year, end of the month, or end of the month of the year.
Month year. End of forever time. Can I get a car? I don't know. Looks over at Specchio. He says it's okay. Chrono Trigger jokes.
Great.
I don't think I'd like a car with metal
Okay.
feet and metal joints.
No. What?
Would you please sell me this car for 15 silver points?
Say, Square Enix. They made 15's demo. They should make any of the numerous good RPG IPs they own again.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
I just it's like I have a drinking problem, levels of emotional baggage when I say that. I'm like, Chrono Trigger and fucking the good
Like I
Saga games were
And
so
the
good.
Star
thought he'd
Ocean.
moved on to the next news story, and
No.
this was it.
No.
No, this is just deep wanting.
I tricked you. This is
A
sorrow.
yearning.
This isn't news. This is sadness.
Castlevania
How?
Dan of Sorrow.
I avoided so many JRPGs growing up. They were all around me. I just didn't play them.
Except
And
for
I grew up and everybody's like, these games were awesome. They're the best games ever. And they're going to make them forever. You should start now. And then a few more years went by and there was nothing but sadness.
True. That is where we're at now. But then
Shakespeare's like,
Bloodborne
it was
happened.
better to have loved and lost. I'm like, Shakespeare did not play JRPGs growing up.
See, for me, the sadness started when they made a sequel to Super Mario RPG that wasn't Super Mario RPG.
But then
It's
you
called
played it.
Paper
It was
Mario.
like, Paper Mario is actually good.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
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 The thing you just said did not happen. I didn't play it and go, Paper Mario is pretty good.
What did you do?
I played it long enough to go,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I will say I played it long enough, which is the whole game, to go, this is good.
See, here's the thing, right? Check this out. Okay, in the Mega Man franchise, there was a lot of branching, where it's just like, here's the original series, and here's the X series, and slowly they'll all be ruined.
Here's Battle Network. Here's Zero. Here's
Here's
Like,
ZX.
as you go on the timeline, we're getting closer to Ruination. Skip a timeline off so we can maybe...
Yeah.
And it just trees
and it
out to survive.
fucking worked. It worked until the PS2. And then they're like, what if Mega Man X7's 3D?
What if?
I hate myself for watching that video.
Fucking X8 was brutal. There was so much me and sadness. Dan of Sorrow.
It was the sadness of this game is horseshit, and you realized you could easy mode it, and then you went, this game is horseshit.
Yeah, it was horseshit for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know what might have made 8 better, though?
What?
If you used the Zet Saber.
Oh, yeah.
It's a freaking laser sword, man.
It is a freaking laser sword. You also haven't really watched our Legends 1 Let's Play, have you?
No.
Okay, that also has some choice things from Aggro as he slowly passes out /
I
gets
was
drunk.
brutally tired when we were... I mean, it's like an hour
What is it
past my
about early
bedtime.
Mega Man videos and people being exhausted?
Mega Man is a motherfucker!
Mega Man was a motherfucker. I think, what was it, 4, where you and me and Bob just couldn't
We'll
get our shit
never
together?
tell Dan about this.
I woke up, went to YouTube, Dad's like, here's our new video for 4. I'm like, oh shit.
No.
But hey, you know, YouTube now supports 60 frames per second. So,
You
But-
sick bitch.
But now we can do, I believe Bob will endorse this, we can do Devil May Cry.
but that's only like 4 games. Okay, it's 5. But it's only like 2 good games. Bob's like, which one? Which two? Which two? Which two? Which two?
And then on GigaBoots you can cover the anime.
No! Fuck no! I will easily do Castlemania before that. I've been thinking about it.
Oh my god, Castlemania.
Castlemania. I like it. I don't know. I'm still deciding. I'm trying to get GigaBoots even operating at a normal throughput while having a full-time job while doing other things that are obligations.
Nothing like the level of Sonic Month ever again.
Yeah, no. It's like the good thing is like Sonic. I just wanted to one and done Sonic. Like I don't anticipate ever doing a Sonic Month ever again. Whereas with Castlevania and Mega Man, it's like these are great games. Na 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 na. What? That's what it's like. That's
okay.
That's how my head works.
That's the music that goes in your head every.
Everything goes to a Castlevania song or a Mega Man song in my head.
You know, we could do Devil May Cry month, and I'd be playing it, and there'd be a second camera of Bob as he's not allowed to say anything while he watches me play it.
He's taped into a chair, Clockwork Orange style. No! No!
I don't know how to dodge roll correctly. This magma spider is hard.
You know what? I'm just gonna do another shot.
This stinger move seems useless. I'm not gonna use it.
Guns for everything.
I'm gonna guess that this double jump is more important than Stinger. Here we go.
Whew, I think that was my threshold.
GigaBoots has been brought to you by the support of our producers Vincent Poverk and Cywolf via our Patreon. Consider becoming a GigaBoots patron today.